What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a chat because the folks over at Wired.com have had some information about PlayStation 5 from Mark Cerny, who is the lead architect and was in fact the lead architect on the PS4 as well. Now, to be 100% clear, it's not technically the PlayStation 5 yet, but come on. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. You can tell me as much as you like that they haven't got the naming convention down. It's definitely going to be called the PlayStation 5. Microsoft went from Xbox to Xbox 360 to Xbox One. No one knows what the next one's going to be called because Microsoft have unfortunately forgotten how counting works. But PlayStation are good at counting. We know it's going to be PlayStation 5. Although, quick shout out, right? Mark Cerny, not just a hardware architect, he made Marble Madness. I don't know how many of you remember Marble Madness. I do. I adored that game as a child. I mean, it's great on any platform, but try and find an old arcade machine with a little rollerball. Oh, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. I've got some fond memories of Marble Madness. That thing was awesome. So, we should have a little bit of a look about what we actually know about this particular console. And one of the most exciting things about it is also one of the things that doesn't make much sense to most of us. Now, I'm not going to go through the AMD chip and all of that. I'm sure it's adorable. But I don't understand enough about AMD chips and all the stuff. And I'm willing to bet most of you don't either. Here's what's important. It's really powerful. Not only is it really powerful, it supports ray tracing. Now, ray tracing, well, think of it as tracing a ray around an environment. It helps with visuals in terms of reflective surfaces, windows, and all of that. It also helps in terms of audio. But here's what should convince you that ray tracing is awesome. It is a staple in Hollywood movies, and let's face it, right? Hollywood movies, they are good when it comes to special effects. They are miles ahead of what we've had in video games. Okay, still not convinced? There are some processors you can buy for about $10,000 which allow you to have ray tracing. And we're going to have it in a video game console. And we've not gotten anywhere near ray tracing in a video game console up to now, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not on the cards. Well, now we're getting it. That's pretty gosh darned awesome. I am excited. Now, this is probably a good place to go and say, we don't know anything about price at this stage. We don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't have a clue. Maybe it will be cheap. Won't be cheap. But the point is, it's doing stuff with visuals and audio, which is far and above what we've had so far. And actually, we should mention here, this is not some kind of PS4 Pro. This is not what we had, where we had the PS4 and then a couple years later we got the PS4 Pro and it does 4K and it's a little bit of an update. That was an iteration on the PS4. It's still a PS4, bit more powerful, does 4K and all of that, but it is still at the heart of it a PS4. It does what a PS4 does. This is a brand new console that does brand new things. This is a proper new console. Now, there are a few things that we just plain don't know. We don't know release date and we don't know price. We just don't. However, we can make some sensible suggestions. So, we know that it's not coming out this year. That much has been confirmed. And we know that Sony are not going to have a presence at E3. That has again been confirmed. So, if it was coming out this year, they would be at E3. Or they would have done something else in its stead. There's nothing else coming. There's no sensible time for them to announce it, and this needs an announcement. So it's going to be next year. It's going to be 2020. It's going to be fall 2020. How do we know it's going to be fall 2020? Because they're always released in the fall. Given that the PS3 was November 2006 and the PS4 was November 2013, I mean, the PS5 is going to be November 2020. Firstly, that does give us a nice 7-year gap between 3 and 4, and then the same 7-year gap between 4 and 5. And secondly, you start talking about it the year before it comes out. That's just how it works. It's going to be next year. Now, in terms of price, we don't know what the price is. It's going to be $399. How do we know it's going to be $399? Because the PlayStation 4 launched at $399. And the PS4 Pro launched at $399. And the PS3 launched at $499. Or $599 if you wanted a bigger hard drive. And there was outrage. Absolute outrage. Incidentally, the PS2 was $299 and people were cool with that. So, but that's in the past. That's miles away. It's going to be $399. I'm calling it now, ladies and gentlemen. In April 2019, I am calling it that's going to be the price. So, even though this information is not announced, you can expect it in November 2020, and you can expect it to cost $399. That's not a stone cold guarantee, but come on. Follow the data, follow the patterns. They found something that works. That's what's going to happen. So, what else do we know definitively? Well, it's going to have a solid-state hard drive. What's the point of a solid-state hard drive? Much faster access to data. What that means, and they gave in the Wired article, they gave a specific example. They said that there was a fast travel sequence in Spider-Man. Great game, incidentally. Really fun game. And on a PS4 Pro, it took about 15 seconds. And then fast forward to this development kit where it took 0.8 seconds, making it, by Wired's calculations, about 19 times as fast. Now, incidentally, were you to just put a solid-state drive into a PS4, you would not see anywhere near that level of reduction. So, yeah, this really is fast. We also know that it's going to support 8K resolution, which on the one hand is great. On the other hand, hands up if you've got a 4K telly. Hands down, I can't see you. But most people don't. 4K is not ubiquitous in homes. Now, hands up if you've got an 8K telly. Yes, I'm sure there was one of you. But the point is, 8K is miles away. For instance, this Samsung telly, which is just £4,000. Yeah. I'd love to get an 8K telly, but 8K tellies, they're still in that ridiculous stage. We still don't have them being consumer friendly. Whereas you can now pick up a 4K telly for a few £100. That is not the case with 8K. So, nice that you can support it, and look, the life cycles of these consoles are apparently 7 years now, so maybe in the next 7 years they will get affordable, but it is literally a wait to see what happens in the next 7 years deal. Although, speaking of looking to the future, we're also looking to the past. Two things which make me extremely happy: it will not be download only, it will have a disk drive, it will accept physical media. Which is good, because I'm still one of those nerds that likes having a shelf full of games. Also, physical games generally have better sales. I'm not saying downloads don't. I'm saying that they are here and they're far fewer in terms of your choice. And you can get them secondhand. And going along with that, you are going to be able to play PS4 games on your PS5. It has been confirmed that it will be backwards compatible for the PS4. Will it take PS3 games, PS2 games, PS1 games? We don't know. There has been no confirmation one way or the other. We've been told it will support PS4 games. We've not been told anything else. General rule of thumb here usually is: you boast about what you're going to be doing. And if you're not boasting about what you're going to be doing, you're probably not going to be doing it. The fact that they've said it supports PS4 rather than it supports all of them probably means it doesn't support all of them. And the last couple points to mention here is that, first of all, they made a big point about the audio, how it's going to be noticeably better even if you're not having any external hardware, obviously still better on headphones. Specifically pointed out that the jump in audio from PS3 to PS4 was not huge, but apparently the jump in audio from PS4 to PS5 will be. I'm extremely excited about this, but I'm also hesitant. It's an easy thing to claim. We'll see how it works out. And also, PlayStation VR remains in their plans. They don't give much information here, but they did say that it is still in their plans, and that the initial unit, the one we're all using at the moment, will be compatible with PS5. Now, with the games being backwards compatible, you would expect this to be the case, but it's nice to have the confirmation. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I like PlayStation games. This sounds like fun. Ray tracing, improved audio, it's a kind of thing we hear at the initial reveal a year and a half away from the actual release of the console. It sounds redundant, but we will have to wait and see as to whether any of this actually shakes out. But I, for one, am cautiously optimistic this sounds cool. But I would very much like to know what you think. Does this sound good? Give me your predictions. Tell me stuff, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section. Go nuts, but please do remember the rule. Be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about games and have some fun. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.